Hey guys, this is Real99 back with this podcast thingy. So let me move a little closer. As you know, coronavirus, obviously, as everybody knows, coronavirus is a thing right now. And everything's canceled. School's canceled. I can't film right now. Pretty much nothing's going on, and I don't know what to do with myself. So, other than coming up with ideas for videos and writing scripts and stuff like that for future stuff, I've just been playing video games mostly. I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't really been doing much stuff. Being trapped in a room makes me feel like I don't know, probably because my ADHD, I go crazy and stuff like that. But yeah, I just been trying to figure out what to do with myself. My brother let me borrow his Crash Bandicoot, so that's been something I've been into. I beat the first game, which is a pretty big accomplishment. I think the first game is really difficult. I remember when I was younger, it was super difficult too. Levels like slippery slope and everything like that. It's been crazy. But that leads me into the topic of this video. The real reason why I'm recording this is my relationship with video games, and it might be a little bit more interesting than you think. At least I think so. So I guess I'll start at the beginning. These two stories I think get mixed up. I found my brother's PS2 in my entertainment center while cleaning it, because I like to clean when I was little, around 6. Or when I was 5, this lady brought a bunch of video games to our house. I guess she was giving it to us. I think my brother had a 360, and he wasn't playing that. So it was downstairs collecting dust. Whatever. This lady gave us this group of games. I forget what was in it. It was like this dance mat thing, and then it was I think it might have been the first Call of Duty or like the second one. I forget. It was some war game, but I think it was Call of Duty. So I didn't think much of it until I was cleaning, and I think found my brother's PS2, and then I was playing that, and I found Sly Cooper 3. It was in the entertainment center with it, so we put that on, and I remember going around in Venice and driving the boats, and I think there was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Chaos Bleeds. That was my favorite game. It was hard for me at the time, but what else? I think I found Tony Hawk Pro Skater up. My brother used to have, when we shared a room, he used to have like a bookcase right here on top of the radiator, and I found Tony Hawk Pro Skater in there, and I remember playing that. That was really fun. I remember my brother's friend gave us Sly Cooper 1 and 2 because we liked 3 so much, and I remember playing the first one. I loved like the panda. There was the guy with the guns. Who else? Clockwork. That was really fun. My brother actually had to beat that for me. I couldn't do that at the time. Sly Cooper 1 was my favorite. Fun fact, I think I played 2. I think I played them backwards. I think I did 3, 2, and then 1. I had so much fun playing 2 that every single day at school, that's all I would think about. From like 12 o'clock on, I'd be like, I want to go home is play Sly Cooper. So that was my life for a while. So I think I got into filmmaking at that time, just like stuff on my mom's home camera. I think I was just filming like redos, like Spider-Man, something like just like a redo of it. I may be able to find. I want to make a video on those. I think I want to put them in like my VHS and like film the screen of all my crazy old stuff I did when I was like 5 or 6, whatever. I think to like 8 or 9. I think it was a while, but I got more into filmmaking. So I kind of shied away from video games. And so it's important to note that I was like a twig at the time. I was like so skinny, I had like abs and everything. So fast forward, I have these big asthma attacks. I get these shots, like these rabies shots from a foot infection, and I get these liquid steroids from an asthma attack to keep my lungs open. So this stuff and this medicine I had at the time for like an autism thing. So I was using a lot of that stuff, and that made me gain a lot of weight. So I went up to like 240. But I wasn't really active because I was playing so many games. I got back into video games. I was playing Little Big Planet 2. was like my life. Like I could even show my profile. I have a bunch of hearts. I made a lot of levels. It was just like that game was my life, and I think I got pretty good following on there, so as I remember. And try to think what else I was playing. Let me look. Little Big Planet. Honestly, that's about it. And then and I was playing that, and then I got a PS4, and I got a bunch of other games. I liked Uncharted. Uncharted was like one of my favorite games. I remember that was great. I liked the first one again. I think the second one was my favorite with Shambhala and stuff, and he had the dagger key. That was pretty cool. Yeah, and then when I got my PS4, I got it because of Little Big Planet 3. I didn't know it was going to be on PS3 as well. When I got that was my life too. All of the new Call of Duty games and stuff like that. The Batman game. Well, that came later, but so I was pretty much addicted at this point. And like if like my console wouldn't turn on or something, I'd have like a meltdown. Then I started getting like addicted. I was getting homeschooled because I was like too sick to go to school, and I wouldn't do that. All I would do is play video games, and that's all I wanted to do. And as a result of that, I kept gaining more weight. And like I said, I was actually close to 300 at this point. I ate like crap. I felt like crap. So it was like, yeah, it was crazy. That's all I really played. And then I didn't even want to play video games at one point. Like I started having fun with my brother's friend, Frank Fantazi. You know him. He's been in a lot of my videos. And that was fun, but it got to a point where I didn't even want to play anything anymore. It was more so out of habit. Like, I didn't know what else to do with myself, and I wasn't motivated enough to do anything. So what happened was, I started getting into filmmaking again. I feel like that's kind of like my savior every single time I, like, get, like, too into it. It's like, there's this thing. And I started filming at the end, TikTok Reverse. I wrote another script for this thing called Deranged, but that never got... I actually got some of those characters put into another series that also got canceled, which I still want to rewrite and try to put out, like, maybe in the future when I do film professionally. But yeah, so I was focusing on that a lot, and soon I found myself still being addicted. Like, I would stay up to 6 a.m. just playing it, and like I said, it did become an addiction. I would pay for like 14, 15, sometimes 18 hours a day. All the only times I would stop to eat. So it was pretty bad. But that kind of broke it up. And there was Lent, because, I'm Roman Catholic. So what I gave up for Lent leading up to Easter was video games. And I think that was pretty much a savior for me, because, like, I don't know. I was watching a lot of TV shows and stuff like that, but I wasn't playing video games, so it was just kind of like away from it. I was like doing other things, so that helped a lot. And then after that, because I played the heck out of them, it's like I didn't really want to. I just couldn't stop, I guess, like almost out of habit, or I don't know. It's like to cope with something. So it was like, yeah, at that point, it was kind of like a blessing that I could stop that, and so I didn't play for a while, but I was still heavy, and then I started to get focused in fitness a lot, and so I started dancing to K-pop stuff, as a joke at first, and then I was like, wow, this could actually make me lose weight. I never got good at it, but I would just practice for like sometimes 3 hours after school. Well, that's another thing. After I quit that, I got the confidence to like start working out, and I was like, because I started working out, running on the treadmill and stuff, and then I got the confidence to go back to school, because I'm like, oh, if I could do that, I could do this. And my brother's friend Frank really got me into, well, my friend now, I don't know why I say my brother's friend, he got me into like filmmaking like harder. He was helping me out, and he just helped me gain so much like social confidence, and I just felt confident to go back to school somehow, and which turned out to be like the best decision ever. So I went back to school and I started working out, and so I lost a lot of weight doing that, and And so I lost a lot of weight doing that. And I was really thin, not like I am now, like super thin. And for like a while, like that's what I did. You know what I mean? I just worked out. That was like my goal for forever. I stopped playing video games. All I would do is go to school, come home. I would work out, and just do that on repeat. I was eating healthy. I was looking up stuff, like reading articles on that. Just really focusing on school. And then I didn't have any desire to go back. And then it came to a point where I found myself wanting to play with people online because, that's when I had the most fun. But I actually couldn't, like, I almost, like, developed this fear, like, because I didn't like myself. I was, like, lazy, I think. I think some people said I wasn't, but I think I was. I was heavy, like, people made fun of me. It was just, like, and I just felt bad about myself. And I think maybe, like, maybe the video games caused that, I guess, is like, my reasoning. And so it was like, I was afraid to play video games for a while. I just didn't want to touch it because I figured, that was going to bring me back. I'm just having a hard time focusing on my face. I was having like a hard time playing them. I was afraid to go back to the way I was. You know what I mean? And so, fast forward a little bit. My girlfriend Shannon is telling me she tries to get me to play some phone games with her. And I'm like, okay, this is fun. In my head, I'm like, it's not the same. This is 10th grade now, towards the end of it at least. So I'm playing those, and then she's like, I love Kingdom Hearts. She was telling me about her favorite video game when she was little, that she used to play on her PS3 or PS2, whatever. That I'm like, oh, wow, I like these games. And then it turned out she liked Little Big Planet too. She's talking, she's like, well, I should come over, like, maybe play games or something sometime. And automatically it's like, I don't know. I haven't played them in a while. But, time goes on. We play games and stuff like that. And then eventually it's like, I was having so much hard time focusing on my face, Jesus. Eventually it's like, we're playing all the time, but it starts to scare me because now I want to play by myself. You know what I mean? I want to play these games by myself. And it's like, I kind of started up because it's fun, you know what I mean? But I was afraid that it was going to start up some kind of another addiction. So I started working out harder, making myself worried, starting to make more short films. I don't want to, cause any, like, damage per se. And, it was like a constant struggle for me up until, like, recently. I think anyone will tell you, I was like a fitness fanatic. It's all I would talk about. All I talk about is my weight, my food. Like, it got annoying. No one wants to hear about this dude constantly talk about himself. But I became very insecure about how I looked, and I felt like I needed approval from other people. And so it started this kind of like binge eating, this like problem with, how I looked and stuff, which is why I made the short film Omega, which, don't ask about those invisible eggs. I don't know where they went. But yeah, it started a lot of problems for me. And recently I don't care. I want to feel better. Obviously my knees hurt a little bit more because of all the exercise I was doing, and I hurt my knees a bunch when I was younger. So it's like, of course I just want to do it to feel better because I'm used to feeling like all this healthy food running through me. So I still try to stay healthy, but it's not like I'm scared to look any worse. Of course I don't want to go over the weight I should be, because then that's kind of, I just, I don't want to be pudgy. I like not, looking bad, but it's not that, chunkier is bad, but for me, I just don't, like I said, I still have anxiety with it, but I have a lot of comfort in myself that I don't think I could play video games now, and I'm not afraid to, and especially now I've been playing a lot of games. It's still there. I'm like, oh, I got to do this work, because I'm so scared of not gaining weight, just becoming lazy. I think now I have a problem with not my old self because of my way I looked nowadays, because I'm completely over that. Not completely, but like 90% of the way over that. And I'm confident that any way I looked right now, I wouldn't care. But I think now it's a thing of like how I used to act. I didn't care about anything. I was really moody. I just didn't like people, which is still how I act today. But, like, I think before I was just not caring. I was just really lazy. I didn't care for my future. I didn't care for myself. And I think I associated that with the video games with that time. And like I said, it's just really difficult to do that. And recently, I think this has been good because I'm beginning over that fear. Like I said, I've been loving Crash Bandicoot, and I was thinking about making like a gaming video on it. It's like, things are getting better, so I wanted to just talk about my relationship with games and like how it went from like so fun to like an addiction to like a fear. And there's been times where I haven't played for like 3 years, up until like 10th grade. And I've been playing more with my friend Davon. You know Davon. And so, yeah, I mean, things have been a lot better, and I just wanted to talk. I think it was like an interesting story, my relationship with games. But yeah, some of my favorite games being Uncharted, Little Big Planet, Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper. Those are like my favorite. Most of those are Naughty Dog games. I think that's pretty cool too. Trying to think what else I liked a lot. Halo. I played a lot of Halo at Frank. I remember staying up late playing those. Halo, the Master Chief Collection. That's like the big one. And then Dead Rising. It was great. And Resident Evil. Frank got me into Resident Evil. So that was really fun. Biohazard. We did a video at the midnight release. You should go watch on his channel. I was like crazy kid freaks out over Resident Evil. So I have a lot of fun times with video games. I think I just overlooked it because there's like so much negatives I was looking to because of like this fear of it. But yeah, let me know if you guys will make like a gaming list like of like my favorite games or like just on any game that I like. I like a lot of games. I know a lot about a lot of games. I sold everything when I was younger. Like my mom would buy me a PS Vita and I'd sell it. So that's pretty funny. I was just reckless. I would go to GameStop and I'd sell everything, buy all new stuff, sell it all. There's a lot of games I wish I would have kept, but yeah, I think I better close this off. Thanks for watching. Let me know, like I said, any gaming lists, anything like that, or any gaming videos. Crash Bandicoot, maybe. I've been getting into that. Write a comment, even if you don't even like games. Just let me know. I just need some sense of like what people like. I've been looking at analytics and stuff. But yeah, there should be a lot more videos to come soon. Thanks for watching this podcast thing. I gotta look up the description for a podcast. Maybe this is a podcast. I think podcast needs more people. I don't know, like a group, like a crew. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you. Peace.